Well, this is my Losi Pro Moto kind of review or living with this bike for a couple years. This is just my little spin on everything and my opinions. So, the obvious is that this is probably the most amazing piece of technology, RC wise, that we've seen in quite a while. I mean, you got to give Losi credit. Um, you just look at the way this thing is built; it's amazing, and the credit is due. Um, I bought mine. This is my original. I bought mine when they first came out, and it was the Mitch Payton Pro Circuit version with the battery and charger. Since then, I've changed it to my hero, Jeremy Martin. Uh, if you watch motocross, you know what I'm talking about. Um, and I've used some old plastic that is still available just because I have it. Losi really should sell this whole section by itself. It's, you know, people don't want to be ripped off. And Losi, come on, just sell the rear part. We don't need to buy all the rest of this stuff because most of the time this stuff is fine. It's just here. And I think there's some aftermarket companies that actually sell it, but come on, Losi, just sell this part right here. Okay. Anyway, as far as my bike goes, and I grew up racing motocross in the 70s, 80s, 90s. I tend to keep things stock. For instance, the swing arm, I broke the tabs because I put in a aluminum chain guide on a plastic swing arm. So when the aluminum bends, it breaks the tabs off. So note to everyone, if you're running the stock plastic swing arm, run a stock plastic guide. Okay. And then again, this is 1/5 the cost of a aluminum. So you can buy 5 of these for the price of one aluminum. Yes, we like bling, but really from a performance standpoint, the stock is fine. The swing arm, I mean, excuse me, the sprocket, this is stock. If you keep the chain adjusted, cleaned, it'll last a long time. This is my second chain. Again, just maintenance, cleaning it, oiling it. Um, the light, this is great. Now, whether you want this bike to be an enduro or you just the fact that it allows you to run it at night and see where the direction of it is coming. This is great. This is the Pro Line light. Super easy to fit, works great. Um, as far as upgrades, really, I haven't done anything except I did do the bash plate here or the whatever you want to call it, the the the, the skid plate to keep the bottom from breaking. Um, I tried replacing this with a really beautiful aluminum exhaust. Problem was, it was about this much farther out, maybe about a half an inch. And if you bent this, you would bend this. And so it just bent. And it was really pretty, but I went back to stock. Just make sure you glue this in. Just get some shoe glue and glue this in, and you'll be fine. I think this comes with 2 of these. So if you break one off, you get a second one. Like any off-road, on-road racing vehicle, what's your most important part is your tires. Um, these scoops are great. I love this front tire. Now I've got a bunch of other tires I've bought. Um, I did buy the Proline wheels, which I'm going to use on my other bike. Oh, I forgot to mention, I bought a supermoto bike on a Black Friday sale when they were basically giving them away. And I gotta say, kudos to A Main Hobbies. There was a snafu where they canceled the orders, but they came back and gave everybody that had pre-ordered on the Black Friday sale $2.99 for a supermoto. They gave us a coupon that we could use to get it at that price. Kudos to A Main Hobbies. I've used them for a long time, and they are they've been fantastic. And again, that's just a testimony to the way that company operates. So I got a supermoto for $2.99, and it's basically the same bike. You can always change the tires and make it motocross, which I think is why Losi stayed with a supermoto rather than a street bike, because you got a lot more things you can do with it. I can take a supermoto, put dirt bike tires on it, same suspension. So there you go. It does two things with without having a lot of different parts. So anyway, A Main Hobbies was wonderful. So I've got a spare Supermoto Pro Moto sitting, waiting to be used at some point. But I'm still learning with this. I also had a problem with when I took off the swing arm, the little bushings that hold the bearings. Um, I think there are people that make aluminum or steel inserts instead of the plastic. I didn't use them. I just got the replacements, but those are something I would probably say if you can get them because that's a weak link. And they have these plastic bushings on both sides that keeps the swing arm and the bearings from wiggling. Um, what else? There's really not much else that I've done to this bike. The other thing that I think is important is patience. The forks and the shock, they are so much better now that they've broken in. Hey, I'm a dirt bike guy. I know what it's like to get a new bike, and you hate it for the first 2 or 3, 4 hours. And then after 10 hours or so, it feels so much better. Same applies here. Don't be in a rush to change things. These forks now work so much better. And the shock is just, it's softer, it's more supple. Um, but that's about it. I really haven't done anything to this bike. Let's see if that gets a better picture. Well, kind of a better picture. But I haven't done anything else to this bike. It just works great. Now I did mention, I think I did. The most important thing, yeah, on a motorcycle is your front brake. I did upgrade to the Supermoto front brake. Now there is a Pro line. There's other companies that make a billet aluminum. I'm sure that's good, but the Pro line, the one that's for the or I should say the Losi Supermoto caliper, has some upgrades that make it better. But if you're gonna upgrade your bike, put it in the brake. That is the most important thing. You know, any kind of motorcycle, your front brake is everything. So if you're gonna spend money, put it right here. But other than that, this bike has been fantastic. I really haven't had any issues except the swing arm breaking the tabs on the chain guide. Um, really nothing else. I I like bling. I think bling is kind of cool, but most bling will not change the performance. I'm really excited about these. I think these are really cool. These rims, um, yeah, they add a little weight, but I think they are so cool. The realistic factor. So I'm excited. Um, and again, there is nothing like this. Losi nailed it with this product. They really did. You can't tear this thing apart and just not be amazed by the design and all the work to put into this. So I'm loving mine. It's great. I've got probably, oh my God, 40, 40 packs easily through this. And it's still running fantastic. So, and I got a spare one sitting in the closet that I'll eventually make my, my ultimate Pro Moto. But in the meantime, I'm just enjoying this. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and maybe it's a little bit enlightening. I hope. So enjoy your Pro Moto. That's what it's all about.